Hello and welcome to week 13. In this session, we'll break down Alpha Maverick's performance, volatility regime adjustments, and the key risk management decisions that shape the week's outcome. Let's dive into the analysis. During week 13, we observed a distinctly different behavior from Alpha Maverick, marked by sustained activity across all 5 trading days without reaching the 9% profit protection trigger. This makes the week particularly relevant for analysis, as it allows us to observe the system operating continuously in an environment where market conditions were not favorable enough to trigger early closure levels. The week begins on Monday with a first trade generating a plus 1.82% return. This initial move reflects an effective market read with a well-positioned entry and consistent trade development. However, shortly after this first trade, we see a significant increase in volatility, which immediately alters the system's behavior. When volatility exceeds certain thresholds, Alpha Maverick shifts into a more conservative regime, reducing or even suspending activity. This mechanism is essential to avoid exposure in environments where price action becomes less predictable and more prone to rapid reversals. As a result, the system remains largely inactive for approximately 2 days. During this period, no new positions are opened, highlighting the algorithm's discipline in avoiding forced entries under unfavorable conditions. Activity resumes only on Wednesday around 17 o'clock, when market conditions begin to normalize, allowing Alpha Maverick to re-engage. For the remainder of the week, the system executes a very limited number of trades, with only 6 trades placed in total. This is significantly lower than in previous weeks, reflecting the algorithm's selectivity in high or unstable volatility environments. Despite the low number of trades, trade quality remains high. Out of the 6 trades executed, 5 are winners, demonstrating a consistently strong success rate. This is one of the key aspects of the strategy. When opportunities decrease, the system does not compensate with higher activity, but instead with greater selectivity. Throughout the week, Alpha Maverick continues to dynamically adjust its behavior, controlling the number of trades, entry timing, and overall risk exposure based on volatility conditions. However, unlike previous weeks, the market does not provide sufficiently consistent moves to allow gains to accumulate toward the 9% trigger level. As a result, the system remains active until the end of the week without activating the early closure mechanism. This type of behavior is expected in certain market regimes, where there is movement but no clear direction or sustained trend. In these scenarios, the strategy focuses on capital preservation, maintaining moderate gains, and avoiding unnecessary exposure. By the end of week 13, Alpha Maverick records a total return of 3.05%. The relative drawdown reaches a maximum of -6.36%, reflecting normal fluctuations within the week, but always within controlled levels. Although the return is lower compared to previous weeks, this performance must be evaluated within the context of the market environment. The system remained disciplined, avoided trading during higher risk periods, and executed only high probability trades. This behavior reinforces one of the fundamental principles of Alpha Maverick. It is not necessary to be constantly in the market to achieve consistent results. Often, knowing when not to trade is more important. Week 13 therefore highlights the system's robustness in less favorable conditions, maintaining risk control, operational consistency, and adaptability, even when the market does not provide ideal conditions for maximizing returns. If you have any questions about the strategy, the risk model, or the performance breakdown, feel free to reach out. You can connect with us across our social channels and official communication platforms for deeper insights, weekly updates, and educational content. And if you're looking to better understand regime-based trading and structured risk management, our community resources are available to help you learn more. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.